Hello and welcome to the biggest spectacle in the history of MLB The Show 19 and also in the history of, I don't know, something else. Anyways, we are going to start. I'm just testing out the mic. I don't know why, but I'm going to set up the franchise just so people can see what players are on what team and whatnot. Hold up. Got to make sure the rollsters are all right. Hell of a start. Okay, so we're gonna start a new franchise and load the saved rosters. To which, 349. This will be the roster right here. And we will be selecting all the AL Central teams. All right. So we got the Twins, the Royals, the Tigers, the Indians, and the White Sox, who I have just been informed that Hawk Harrelson will return for the 2020 season for one last hurrah. I'm not sure about that decision from the White Sox brass, but yeah. All right. Okay, so GM contracts, who gives a shit? Fantasy draft is off. Legend free agents off. Computer roster control off. But the computers will be able to trade, so that will be interesting to see what happens. And we're just going to turn designated hitter on, just so we don't have to worry about the lineups without the DH. So, plus this is how it should be anyways. All right. Coaching tasks we'll set to manual. GM tasks we will also set to manual. I think that will be for everybody. I think it just says White Sox on the top, just because. Who cares about scouting? I mean, we can do the draft if you guys want. Doesn't matter to me either way. So, yeah. And we're going to start in the regular season. Huh. I think it started in spring training for some reason. Doesn't make much sense. Could have sworn I started it in the regular season. Oh well. Okay, so first things first. I don't really care about spring training. Gotta make sure injuries are off. So injuries. I think it's general. Alright, injuries are off, so we don't have to worry about that. So I guess we can sim spring training. Okay, there we go. Now, alright. Apparently it is working. Just checking to see if the quality is good. Alright, we can maybe look around the league since, sweet. John has texted me and said that the quality is good, so that's a good sign. I will not be, on the microphone during the games. I'm just doing this, as I said before, to look around the league. And so, I'm going to have to switch everybody's lineups before the games. I tried to set them in the rosters before, but you know how this game's stupid. So let's look to see where some of the players... Doug is calling? What does that mean? Like he's calling your phone? Oh, I didn't get it. That's funny. Damani should have gotten this league for real. Doug is calling. What is up? That's just how I was raised. Okay, so we can look around the league. Actually, why don't we set up the settings first? That's probably a better idea. Because first pitch is in an hour. Hey, I saw Ruth running a couple days ago. I said I couldn't get close to him or whatever, but I like yelled at him. I was like, "What's up, dude?" And he's like, "Getting swole." All right. It's also very strange just talking to a to nobody. Oh gosh. All right. Most specific options. Critical situations off. Rotations manual. 40-man manual. Although that won't really matter until like September call-ups or whatever, but we don't have to do those. Roster moves manual. Scouting auto. Waivers, drafting. We don't have to worry about that shit. Injury management. There's no injuries. Management manual. Trades manual, free agency manual, contracts manual. Yeah, that's fine. Gameplay. I don't think there's anything in here that we really need to look at for real. Strike zone. That that doesn't matter because we're gonna be watching the games. Box. Fuck it. We'll turn box on. I've actually never played with box. That will be interesting. Personalized umpire accuracy is better. Oh, shit. True. Umpire close plays. On. Realistically. Oh, yeah, they got to make some mistakes. Come on now, this is a simulation league. Check swing appeals on, injuries on. Ejections have to be on. I hope we see some ejections. Game log order. Who cares? All right. Presentation, hybrid. That seems the best. Pre-pitch. I think everything was probably fine with that. Audio and video. That's fine. Fuck the music. Mode specific oh, I already did that. Setting file associations, that doesn't really matter. Apply changes. Okay, so we're good with that. I don't think we need sliders. The sliders will just stay regular. That's fine. Alright. Here are the top prospects if anybody wants to look. Tatis, Bichette, Vlad, Jordan, Lux. Wander number 6. I don't know. He should also be in the MLB. But, of course, they screwed up my roster after I spent, like, 2 hours just getting everybody's lineups right, so they want to fuck everything up. Alonso, 7. Oh, yeah, there you go. Luis Robert. Number 8. He has moved to the Orioles. Basically, all the guys that were on, like, AL Central teams, so anybody from any of our teams that we didn't draft will be on different teams. So since Robert was on the White Sox, what I did was when I needed to make a switch, I just went down the list of the players on the team, and I just switched them out with the first player. Oh, yeah, that's right. Luis Roberts. I'm sorry. I screwed that up. And here's Chris Padgett. That doesn't look anything like him at all. That face is all fucked up. Honestly, B. Reynolds looking a bit weird, too. Eloy looking like 50 pounds lighter. He's with the Brewers now. There's Luzardo. Mize. Right. AAA. We gotta. I gotta mess with the rosters and the lineups before we start. Stupid. This game always does that. Like, you can set your lineup and you can set your roster and you can set your 40 man and like have the whole thing ready, and then once you go into the franchise mode, it'll just screw everything up. I think it's because like, well, I clicked. I think I clicked don't start at spring training, but it went to spring training anyway, and then they fuck up all the stuff once you go there. But oh well. Eloy looks like Raul Mondesi. He does kind of look like Raul. Only, in reality, he is probably like, I don't know, 50 pounds fatter. And if he was legit 50 pounds fatter, he would be Raul Mondesi. Like, he would actually be him. I would switch his name. Oh yeah, Casey Mize is with the Astros. That'll be interesting. And apparently they're going to start him out in AAA. Chavis, Diaz, Adele, Adley, Pache, Dustin May, Kai Boom. Whoa! Look at his face. Mac Kenzie Gore. Brendan Rodgers looking a bit strange. Senzel. Puke. Will Smith. Whoa! Will Smith looking like an alien. No, these guys ain't looking right at all. Whitley, at least Whitley looks human. Like, Will Smith doesn't even look like a human being. Bob Witt. Murph Dog. Hey, he's on the MLB. At least they got that right. Keller. Riley. Matt K. The deformed Kevin Bacon. He does look like a deformed Kevin Bacon for real. I wonder who, like, if he was actually, since, you know, he played in the major leagues, I wonder if this is like, is this a made up Will Smith, or did like MLB The Show actually make him like this? Because if they did, that's really fucked up to him. Nate Pearson. Kopech, he's in AAA for some reason. Vidal. Kirilloff headed to Colorado. That'll be intriguing if they call him up. Without injuries, I don't know if they'll do that or not. Royce. Oh, Royce Lewis still in the Twins organization, so good for Doug, even though he won't be able to use him. But his AAA team might be all right. Nico Horn. Look at his eyes! Whoa! That was a bit weird. Nico Horner a bit different, so to speak. All right. We got Bart, Keston, Kalenic, Marsh. Wow, he's kind of gone up. Vaughn, Singer. Andrew Vaughn's still in Chicago. Davey. Shea Langeliers. K. Bear. Kevin. Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought somebody was Toronto, but tripping. Jimenez, Carlson, and Riley Green. Still in my system, I guess. Okay. There are no injuries. All this stuff we don't really need to look at before we start. I guess we can look at everybody's like coaching staff. I would just say that probably. I mean, there's no point of really changing the coaching staff because that'd be kind of unfair. So whoever you have coach-wise is just who you have. So here, let's see who's the first team. Okay, White Sox. So we got Renteria. He's a B. Steverson, an A. Coop, he's a C. Boston, he's looking happy. He's ready for opening day. He's a C. Ruari McCann, 4 years. Daryl Yu, he's looking good. Oh, wow. Daisuke Stevens looking for a job. Mariano McCaig. Antonio Crichet. Eldridge Ellis, a 69-year-old. Aaron McMahon. Isaiah Kirshner. Stephen Lee. All these other cats. All right. There's Tito. He's an idiot. Ty Van Berkelio. Carl Willis. Sandy Alomar Jr. is the first base coach. That's a very nice addition to the Indian staff. Jared Ono. And Rich Olson. Good farm director. 4 years. Then we got Ron Gardenhire as my coach. He's looking a bit chubby. Lloyd McClendon. Actually, these guys aren't bad. Rick Anderson. Ramon Santiago. Dave Clark. And Rick Nobles. He's an A. That's an unbelievable hire for the Detroit Tigers. Meanwhile, the Royals, Ned Yost. Is this real? Like, is there a hitting coach actually named Terry Bradshaw? I gotta look this up now. Terry Bradshaw. Royals. Wow. Yeah, he is. How did I not know that? That's interesting. Cal Eldred, he's a future star. Turtle. Mike Gershelli. And Ken Lovins, not looking great. And here is the Twins. Baldelli. Hamas Rosen. Paul Tiskovitz. Right? Tiskovitz? Paul Nowitzki. Stewart, a.k.a. Clark. Tony Diaz. And Orlando Moya. This coaching staff, I'm sorry to say, Doug, is awful. All right, and back to the Sox. All right, so there's that. Scouting, it doesn't really matter. I guess here's some free agents that are available. Zobrist, Puig. I'm sure Puig will find a team somewhere. Somebody will sign him. I'm assuming some of these guys will get signed. Who's the worst player in the league in this game? Oh, come on. That is a... And CC? Oh, give me a break. I swear to God, I did not look at that when I was doing the rosters. That's disgusting. That's just disgusting. Maybe somebody can pick him up for the last game of the season. Oh yeah. I made the entire roster. That's good. That's a good point. Oscar Tavares. He's down in hell with Stan. Key. Yeah, he's they left the light on for him, but he wasn't up there in heaven. He was down there in hell. I am not going to repeat that. I'm not going to say that on the air because things on the internet live forever. Even if we have about 3 viewers in the history of this league. All right. So, what next? No, nobody will be having any sponsorships. We will not be making any money. The budget. Looks like the Sox are losing about $4 million a week. Cleveland losing $1 million a week. The Tigers being cheap, making about $409,000 a week. Kansas City almost breaking even, and the Twins also along with the Tigers making money. The Sox looking desperate over here, losing that much a week though. GM goals. I don't know if this matters for anybody. It's pretty much the same for everybody. Training, it doesn't matter. Morale, who cares? All right. So, I guess now we can look around the league. Maybe we'll go to through the lineups and the staffs, and then that'll probably like lead us right into the first game, which will be very interesting. Okay. Also, these lineups for our teams aren't right, so I'll have to do that pretty quick. Just sending a text message. Hold up. Okay. So let us start with the first team outside of the AL Central, and it is the Angels, who have lost a couple players, but they did gain Moncada. So Moncada will be taking Trout's place. They also have no Rendon. Okay. Pretty much the same. Not too much different here. They do have Luplo now. Did they sign Luplo? I don't remember. No, I think he was in Cleveland. Yeah, he was in Cleveland. So he got sent over as well. All right, we got. I'll just do the right-handed lineups. Here is the Oakland Athletics, who have gained Jose Abreu. That's a big signing for them. Great job by Oakland. And besides that, everything's about the same. I mean, obviously outside of the players that they are losing to other teams. Here's the Mariners, who, let's be real, I don't think anybody took anybody from the Mariners. Did they? I don't think anybody took one. Did anybody take one Mariner? I don't think so. Texas, they have gained. They lost Gallo, but they did gain Jorge Polanco. Danny Santana there, hitting the middle of the order. Todd Frazier, who is the natural signing for them. Nice little signing. Guzman. And then, of course, all these idiots. Houston with Oscar leading it off. Jordan. Actually, the Astros didn't get that much worse, for real. Like, they did lose Springer and Altuve. But, I mean, they still got Correa, Donaldson. Mercado is a good player. Alex Gordon off the bench. Some veteran leadership. There you go. Atlanta has been decimated, as you can see, by Markakis hitting third. The Markake god. They did gain Eddie Rosario. And, yeah, that's about it for them. Miami, they suck. They do have... Oh, wow. Did they sign Matt Kemp for real, or was that like a free agent signing in this game? I'll have to look at that. Because let's be real, I don't think anybody really knows what the Marlins ever are doing when they sign these old cats. Yeah, all these guys were already on their team. They didn't lose VR. Here's Washington, and they are a completely new look team with Buxton. Okay, this doesn't make sense. You're going to have Victor Robles in center, which is fine. He's a good defensive outfielder. But you're going to put Buxton at DH? When, look at his stats. He gives you, like, almost nothing from the plate. But you got a guy who's 90 fielding, 91 reaction, 85 arm strength, and you're going to DH his ass? That doesn't make any sense. Especially when Miggy's playing first. John asked, will there be a memorial and a moment of silence for the passing of Hank Steinbrenner before today's game? And the answer to that is no. Actually, the answer to that will be up to the Board of Governors. So if you guys want a moment of silence, that's on you. But I ain't doing it. All right. Suzuki. Here's the Mets. Yeah, bring back George, honestly. Didn't they freeze his body? Can't they put somebody else's brain in his head or something? The Mets. Why is Carlos Santana hitting 7th? A bit strange. Regardless, they look okay. Even without Pete, I mean, if you're going to gain Carlos Santana, I mean, that's not that bad. And Yoenis sitting the bench, riding the pine. Along with Ahmed Rosario. It looks like they're going to play Eduardo Nunez. They did pull a rabbit out of their head. Shout out to Jason Witten. Kaisar Hernandez. Oh, I'm tripping. I was like, I swear to God, Kaisar Hernandez was signed with the Indians. And I was like, oh yeah, but then since we're moving the guys around on the rosters, he's right back with the Phillies. He escaped the hellhole and he's sent right back. And it is a hellhole with Jay Bruce hitting 4th. Look how sad he looks. Hoskins, they lost Bryce. Hoskins looking a bit pissed. Hazley ain't looking right. And there's the rest of their shitty team. Zach Collins taking over the catching duties. Here's the Cubs. They got pillaged a bit. Garcia. Schwarber. He's solid. Dang, he's a 91 in this game. Why is that? It's a bit high. I mean, he has the morale boost and stuff, but... I mean, I like Schwarber. He's not a 91, but... Let's be real, and these ratings aren't all going to be perfect, but for the most part, they're pretty good. And I went through a bunch... I went through, like, I want to say 10 different rosters to find the best one, and this was the best one. One of the rosters had, like, 15 guys at 99 overalls, and that's a bit much. Like, when you got Xander Bogaerts as a 99... Oh, and with that same roster, I simmed a year, and Yelich hit like 66 homers, which I don't know. Maybe he could do it, but probably not. Okay, there's that. Oh, whoops. And then the Reds, Maben, Votto still churning along. And as an 86, I don't agree with that. Again, the rosters ain't perfect. Also, there he is, Shogo. The Brewers look completely different. Sogard, Eloy, Avisail, Healy. It is nice for these NL teams to have the DH now, though. Here's the Pirates. Sano. Dang, Sano's pretty good in this game, too. Look at his power. Here's the Cardinals. Edman, Fowler, Mitch Garver hitting 4th. That's a guy the Cardinals would never sign. Ever. Here is the Diamondbacks. Tim Anderson at short, hitting 3rd. And here's the Rockies, who I think will probably suck. Because we took a couple of their good pitchers. I took Marquez. And I think Vinny took Arenado. We take those two guys away from this team. I mean, they got Story. But everybody else is like close to an 80 or below, so they might struggle a bit. Especially Hampson, he's terrible. Here's LA, who got pillaged a bit as well. Turner, Muncy, Peterson. They did get Edwin Encarnacion. So, there you go. And James McCann, who is starting over Will Smith. McCann's a bit high, 85, but... And the Padres, they still got Manny. They lost Tatis. But their team's mostly the same. Giants, not really much to see here. They did get Mazzara, so that's about it. And then the Orioles, Luis Roberts will be leading off. Oh, man, this team sucks. Just looking at the ratings, like we all know that the Orioles are terrible, but, I mean, my God. Vinny's boy Mountcastle hitting 4th. See what kind of year he produces. Boston. Max Kepler hitting 4th. There's a Verdugo. He's a bit low overall rating, but... And here's the Yankees. Hunter Dozier. DJ, Glaber, Urshela, Voit, Gary. They're still going to be good even without some of the Stanton, Judge... Who else? Cole. Who else? Oh, Chapman. I don't know if Doug took any Yankees or not. I don't remember. Tampa Bay, Yandy, Renfro, G-Man, J Mart. I don't know about that one. J Mart in center. That might be worth playing the Tampa Bay Rays in one of these games just to see how J Mart produces out there. Here's the Blue Jays, who the Tigers will be playing today, not broadcast live since this is not a division opponent. Nick Gordon leading off. They've lost a couple of their big young guys, and Ryu. They ain't looking promising at all. And back to the Sox. So yeah, there you go. There's that. We'll go through the pitching rotations real quick. We can just skip through our guys. We already know how our guys are going to whip for the most part. And I mean, you'll see them before the games too. So here is the Angels. Rodon. Griffin Canning's back from the dead. Not much there. Manaya. Puke. Fires. Montas. Mike Montgomery. And there's their bullpen. Here's Seattle. Again, nobody took... I think nobody took a Seattle Mariner. I'm not sure, but I think that would be the only team. Even Baltimore had multiple players taken. Here's Texas. Cease. I mean, that's kind of interesting. Jesse Chavez closing out games. I mean, he's dependable, but... Emmanuel Clase, or Clase, or however you pronounce it. He's back after being traded. Greinke, McCullers, Urquidy, Peacock, and Whitley. And there's their bullpen. Not much of note. Well, I shouldn't say that's pretty good bullpen. Not great, but... Here's Atlanta. They'll be struggling a bit, especially with that back end of the rotation with Felix. Fulte looking for a little comeback season. Also, I could have sworn Shane Green... Didn't I put Shane Green on Vinny's team? I'll have to look at that. So that might not be right. I could be wrong. I'll have everything accurate before the game starts. Here's the Marlins. Actually, I can just go check that right now. Zach Birdie, Carson Fulton. Yeah, they Will Smith, Presley. I'll look at it. It's not a problem. Where was I? Here's the Nationals. They got Carrasco, Keuchel. God damn. They lost everybody pretty much. Jake headed to Citi Field. This staff ain't great. Betances. Finally healthy. Here's the Phillies. Here's the Cubs. I almost took Yu Darvish. He'd be kind of an interesting guy in this game just because he got like 1,000 pitches. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he's only got 5. I think that's the max though. So yeah. Here's the Reds. Not great. Not great at all. But they lost Gray, Castillo, and Bauer. So. Okay. There's that. Milwaukee, Woodruff, Fulmer. Oh, Michael Fulmer. There you go. Lauer. Lindblom. He's kind of an interesting cat. 88 velocity. Is that right? 65. Oh, I don't know about that. Anywhom, here's Pittsburgh, who will look pretty much the same. St. Louis. Not too much different. Except they got Colomé now. Jordan Hickson long relief coming off Tommy John doesn't seem like a smart idea to me. Arizona. That's what they're looking like. Simber as their closer. That's a bit risky. Although if the alternative is going to be Archie Bradley or Oliver Perez, I mean, you're not really picking from much. Here's Colorado. They will very likely struggle with this staff. LA. They'll be, I don't know. They might not win the division with this team. Maybe. Their bullpen's good. Rating-wise, at least. San Diego. Lucchese. Richards. I mean, that's not terrible. It's kind of well-rounded. Everybody's around the same, so. San Francisco, they're trash. Baltimore, they do have Rich Hill. That's a big get for them. Dylan Tate, a 57. My God. Here's Boston. And their staff isn't terrible, but it's not good either. Bieber headed to New York. Severino, Paxton, Tanaka, Gio. That's not terrible. J. Happ as a long reliever. I kind of like that. Tampa Bay, we got Paste, Yarbrough, Maeda. Maeda will fit right in. He's one of those analytic type of cats. Chirinos, Richards. My boy Jalen Beeks. And then we got Toronto. Wow. That ain't great. There's Doug's boy, Shun Yamaguchi. And back to the Sox. All right, so that is the look through the league. We can look at the calendar maybe as well. So we got Sox playing Kansas City. At Kansas City, Kauffman Stadium. We got Cleveland at Minnesota. I was gonna do this game first, but technically this game goes ahead of it. But that's okay. And then I will be playing at Toronto at 3:37. So the next game shall be broadcast live. We will see how everybody does. I will fix all the rosters and stuff. All right.